part 2. I accidentally turned off my stream. It's like, I guess that was the ending of the last one. I should probably just go on there at some point and cut the last 10 minutes off. Sorry about the step away. I injured myself. I whacked my foot on the thing and that put me down for a few minutes. So I apologize. I was like, ow! This freaking beeping snooking. It was not good. Yeah, that was it could have been better, to say the least. It was a bad thing. Hurt like a son of a French fry, man. All right, well, guess what I need to do is just go, right? So, consult coach, which the coach, where's the page that is the coach? Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is the basic layout of the coaching page, which we also have a playbook and the play editor. The game plan, coach card. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's involved with the coach, I guess. The coach himself, this is the coaching logic. So the consult coach, which I'm not exactly sure where that is, because this is called coach. Where's consult coach at? Run simulator. Consult coach. Oh, here it is. Sim. No, it's the same one. Well, what the heck? Where is this? Where is that? Oh, it's called consult coach. It's an import from the coach. Ah, never mind. Okay, consult coach. Okay. So it is the coach. All right, so the coaching thing. So the question it becomes, without breaking my current sim, I don't need to worry about breaking the current sim on this one. That's right, because this is not the, this is Run Simulator, which doesn't actually run right now. But I don't want to break the coach. So let's go call consult coach. We're going to go then let's go over to the coach somewhere. And we're going to go const consult coach. I'm going to do this exact same code for now. Nope, let's just do everything. That would be this. Nope. Everything that would be this. And then this one will go export Now consult coach is going to be call to coach service on back end foreplay. Okay, so what this will do is now we're going to provide this to the coach. The coach is going to run is going to take the game state. I wish I could provide the game state without all the pieces. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So it just seems like a lot to pass 15 values. It's a lot of stuff to pass to the back end. Because it needs to know everything. It needs to know what down are we in, how much time is left. Well, time remaining is, I guess, important. Yards to go. Everything that would be determined? Be a determining factor in the situation that that returns the plays that will be selected. Blah. Okay, so let's... Alright, let's look at my coach. I actually was thinking I wanted to try to run this, because it should run. I haven't broken anything yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet should be broken. And I believe everything over here is processing-ish. Nope, guess not. Guess it turned itself all off. Let's see how you're gonna be. Oh wait, maybe it's not on because I have the wrong one open. Game plan, coach. Oh, here we go. It is all running, or at least it says it's all running. So I should be able to open up my bash here. And do a npm run go. No, npm run dev. No, not, oh wait, npm, yeah, that's right. Between the database calls, or the service calls, which are go, and the UI calls, which are npm, npm run dev, npm run blah, npm run blah, and then you go to go, and it's go run or go build dot. You don't have to say the dot, but if you don't, it might not do all of the parts in the service. I've noticed. I learned. Dot says do everything in the service, not just that file. If you say go build, it'll just build that file. If you want the whole thing to build, the whole service to build, then you have to say go build dot. Yeah. Just the little nuances of how Go works. I'm just picking that stuff up, man. Little bits at a time. All right, so here's my game plan. Not fully. It's better. I haven't decided fully. It's not very. The text doesn't stand out enough. I should probably bolden all of it, or make some of it a different color. I don't know. I'd even like to have like a cool border on this table. I don't know, something that looks more scratchy. I don't know. I'm just trying to think how I want my overall look to be, but you know, we'll get there. It's interesting how it's showing up a little taller. And then I didn't push these over, so they're kind of sitting away off to the side. But I just wanted to see the stuff I need to know in order to get the game plan. So, and to see if it's all included. So, let's see. I have the offensive down, which should be covered there. Yards to go and yards to first down are covered there in the 2 goal and the first there. And it can, and all the rest can be in the greater than less thans can be calculated. Minutes in half will be determined by time remaining. Current quarter will combine for that. So that gives me all the information I need from the first 2. The score. I need the score. The coach does not know the score. I should probably... Honestly, I probably don't even need the score. I just probably need the score differential. Because that's all that matters to the game plan, is the score differential. Which is going to be a positive or negative number, right? Yep. Now, kickoff required. I'm trying to determine if that's something I can't determine. And the answer is no, I cannot. There's no way to know if I need to do a kickoff. Because I don't know who scored last. The coach just knows what you tell him. I mean, in reality he knows, but the score here, kickoff required is a score just occurred. We're done. Let's move on to the next thing, kickoff. He can determine if there's a punt required, if he wants to kick a field goal, but he doesn't know when there's a kickoff. All right. One more thing. Score. Differential. Okay. So this guy, this actual consult coach, will have to provide, so it'll run simulator. Let's close these things. Run simulator. I need to have Score differential. Ha! Check that out. It knew what I wanted. It goes, oh, you want this? The only thing is, the problem with that is, if I go with team 1 minus team 2, I need to know which team he is, right? When I'm consulting the coach. Consulting the coach, when it's automated, you know, that's interesting, because I'm going to have to consult the coach for offense and defense. I didn't even think about that. Right now, all of my plays are offensive because it's just random numbers being generated by the offense. But I got to consult the coach. I got to. What I should probably do, I should probably consult the offensive coach and the defensive coach. Probably just a bit. I think I would just get offense play, and then we will just do a is offense, and then we have to go back over to my coach, and we have to put in a value here that says is offense, because sometimes he's going to have to return a defensive play call, which is a whole different animal. Well, not really. It's going to look at the playbook or the play game plan and go by defense. But really, all this does is get back what would be a play type, an integer, or something. I think the ultimate, I got to determine what are my play types. I don't think I have play types defined. I don't think I have play types defined. I need to get... I'm trying to define if they can be built during the play editors. I just create them. I stick them in there, got a play type, blah. Play type, blah. Or maybe the play editor can allow for more play types, but maybe at first I just have the basics. And that would be the playbook. Huh. There's a lot of thinky going into this part, because this is not just a I want to drop this or lay that out or just do this. It's like, nope, I need to have the flow completely laid out in my mind. There's a lot of pieces involved in simulating a game here. And the interactions between the game and the user. This is tough. It's tough. I've really got my own. I've got the wheels. Can you see the smoke exceeding my head? I swam 1,600 meters today, so I'm kind of hungry. It's like I do note that I burn a lot of energy when I'm swimming, because I'm tired at the end of the day. I mean, I'm feeling like I am constantly needing to eat something. I don't know. That's a problem with running. Any cardio thing, if you do it in high quantities, you need to eat. Or you want to eat to replenish. But the problem with replenishing is you got to be really careful, because you could end up eating a lot of crap because you're just hungry. So this isn't necessarily the healthiest, but it is 20 grams of protein. So. I'm trying to decide what I need to do is do another consult game plan. Because the first thing it's got to do is it's got to go out to my game plan service and ow. So, yeah, I think I have to consult the game plan to find any game situations that might need to, provide plays. But the thing is, most game plans won't include everything. So what I'm going to have to do is create what I'll call the master game plan. What is common? What does normally happen? The most generic common game plan you can imagine. Run on first down. 50-50 chance at run on second down, and then, just create like the most generic of game plans. That doesn't do much of it. It's kind of boring. You only have a few options in there. But ultimately, the idea is that yeah. No, I think I need to create coaches is what I need. Coaches will be generic game plans. Whoever your coach is going to have a generic game plan to go with it. And then you can edit the game plan. Maybe that's it. Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, you can see I have no calls to the game plan. Game plan's like, yeah, we don't do that. Let's go new file. We'll call it consult.go. Now, what does consult.go do? Consult.go needs all of the game state. What is game plan data? No, I don't need game plan data. That's just going to be what I do need. Well, maybe I do need game. No, I don't need game plan data, but I need game state data. There's got to be a way to do this where I can pass this as a an array of some kind. How do I do that? You know, maybe that's how you can do multiple game plans. Coaches come with their own game plans. that you edit. But if you fire your coach, does he take your edits with you? Or does he just default? Well, I think anytime someone hires a coach, they get the default game plan for that coach. So it means your edits would go with. So that would be rough. How would, if you do your own game plan, then your coach just has input into the game plan. He'll fill in all the gaps that you don't handle in your game plan. So he'll have something that covers all the situations. He may not have a massive repertoire of game state situations, but some coaches might. Some coaches may have certain things where they like go for it on fourth down a lot, or they go for it because it'll be actual coaches. So if they have a tendency that I can find, I will have them do certain things on certain types of plays. In certain situations, like some coaches, some of them like to go for it a lot, or some of them run a lot, some of them pass a lot. And it's a lot on how they called plays the year that they were, so it's the play selections of that year. And it's usually going to be credited to the coach. I've thought about putting in like offensive and defensive coordinators. And then it's trying to figure out the logic. A lot of teams do that, but I want I don't want to put anything in the game that doesn't do something considerable to the game. Measurable. If you put an offensive coach and it makes a .0001 blah to whatever to blah, it's like, I don't want that. I don't want to have all these miscellaneous coaches that do very little to help your players, right? And there's a limit to what's play and what's weeds, fiddliness. I don't know if I want fiddliness. I think the lowest we go are like the major teams coaches, maybe offensive and defensive, possibly special teams. I don't know. I mean, again, kind of fiddly. I wish I could find a forum, that I could ask questions like that before I start planning the game out, because I can go to like front office football, but you're kind of like, hey, I'm designing a game that's better than this. What is the other thing is you can go to I have a tool here. It's called my Football Sim Market Research. Now, the problem with this is it doesn't.
Everybody, this is Fran Fraschilla, draft expert at Basketball
Front
Junkie.
Office Football 9. I think that's the newest one. That was in 23. Or 25. I guess. Is there a different one? No. That would be a 10 here if there was another 10. So alright, so I'll go see this. Let's go see what this is. I've never actually looked at their website. I've only ever looked at the online reviews. Do they have like, I want to see like reviews. Do they do reviews? But here's the thing, I want people reviews. I would buy this just to test it because I want to know. Front office. All right. Front office. Ball 9 reviews. Oh, come on. I really don't. Is front office football on? Tons more that can be customized than in previous versions. QB's likes to run is near top of the screen and the bar purple rather than near the bottom. Sim speed is really fast on my mid-level machine. Ran 25 seasons in 17 minutes and some change. 25 seasons! I suspect there's an issue with coach rehiring. It appears the vast majority of coaches do exactly 4 seasons with the team and then move on. Speaking of coaches, nice immersion feature. When a coach is a former player, there's a view as player button on the coach card. New RPO and pure option runs. Nice. No more all league teams. That's kind of a bummer. A lot more trading between AI teams. Haven't checked into whether they're good trades, but just at a glance. Looking quite a few instances of not including compensatory picks. AI teams with as many as 10 picks in draft, and of course others with as few as 4. It looks like Jim is automatically outputting a bunch of data in the .dat files and say game folder. Here's hoping on. Not something that I am into, but it does appear that Jim added the full ability to play the historical league's draft classes. It will be some work to create those, but the structure looks like it's there. They look pretty graphically jarring to me in the screenshots, so since the game was announced, I've been working on a fictional face pack. I've also got the photos grouped by ethnicity, player size too. So pictures you select for 320-pound linemen will look visually different than a say, wow. Hey, found it's there. League, Almanac, League history. Click on the year you want to see. Yeah, as mentioned above, this isn't the evolution of one version to the next that we've gotten used to. It's more of a revolution in terms of being complete overhaul, but entirely from scratch. I feel like complete noob in terms of navigating around the game. You know, I don't see people complain much about all the stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff in these games, and I like GMing. I like the idea of stuff, but it's like, I mean, there is so much stuff. Look, I'm telling you, this game has everything, but it's like, oh, and the simulations. I think I watched a sim. It's lame. Again, these games don't care about the sim. It's all about the other crap. And I guess I could see adding more and more over time if people really want that, but I don't know. For coaches specialize in defensive position groups, they prefer defensive front. A team will always use the defensive front preferred by their defensive coordinator. Into the coach's file, he's listed as 3 for defensive style, which, based on the coach's text file, denotes defensive style for coaches specializing in defensive position groups. Is there an official channel for reporting bugs? When on the schedule page, I can scroll down with my mouse and the game scroll to the top of the page, but the team logos stay where they were when I entered the screen. The game UI is unattractive, to put it mildly. From the main screen in the play calling of simulated games, it feels outdated, especially after OTB. Football ahead. Football HM9. I don't know what football HM9 is. I may wait to play it until it gets further updates. It's even worse with my vision problems. I have a hard time. See, that's the thing. These games are so ugly. They don't even try to look pretty. They're just throw a bunch of numbers out there, simulate the game. It's like, I mean, just look at this image here. It's just a bunch of blah blah blah. Is that an official term? Blah blah blah. See,
What's
look,
up, guys? This
is an hour-long review. I'm not going to look at the whole review, but look, it's a lot of good information. I get it, but look at all the tabs. You've got a million buttons and a million tabs. If you want to, I just feel like it's too much, and I'm trying to decide what is the important stuff. I mean, there is some, like you need the years of experience, their position. I have no, okay, and these are another thing. What's current foot? Current and future? Are these numbers always bigger? Probably. Yeah, okay, so that's like their potential, I guess, right? They're eventually going to get to this point. I don't know. I don't have no idea. Antama. End a career. The year they came on the team. And keep in mind, they actually have real players. I mean, they have Derek Carr at the top there. I don't know. I don't recognize a lot of the other names on there, but well, this is just the Saints. So they have real players on their team.
Zach, welcome back to another Front Office Football 9 video. We are getting close to draft time. So yeah, let's get back into it here. We are good with our own free agency, and I'm not even going to look at the free agents right now because we are, I don't know why I went to this screen, but salary cap right now, we are the only team that is 2 mil over the cap right now. So the only team that's over the cap, we're 2 mil over. So we're going to have to figure something out. We don't have to figure it out right now necessarily. But we can't really add anybody. We got just enough for our draft picks, and then we'll probably be over the cap a bit after that. And we're gonna have to sign some guys to fill in some gaps of the roster here. So there's still some things to do.
As you can see, I'm kind of bouncing a lot because I'm trying to do the sim, and everything seems to lead to another thing. So I'm working with one thing, and then it's going to say, well, it takes me to this thing, which takes me to that. Look, I ended up here thinking about all of the stuff that these players have on them by trying to figure out my game plan call, because my game plan needs to know about the coach, and my coach needs to know, where am I putting the game plans, and then the game plans are called by, they're called by the coach. How's the coach going to reference the game plans? Are your game plans going to be unique to you? I guess that's going to go under strategy. I don't know. I mean, based on their thing, I assume that's where they've got on theirs. I have no idea how these games work, but every one of their tabs has more tabs. It's just tabs upon tabs upon tabs. Just like, oh god, I'm just overwhelmed looking at it. I think it's called. This is the one I was looking at before, but like you got things like, what is this guy? Is this a coach? What is this player? Chris Olave, New Orleans Saints League, 5th year extension day today. Amateur draft round 1. Okay, so this is the draft. Look at this guy's stuff. Wants winner strong. Leadership high. Intelligence average. Personality very weak. Popularity. I mean, he's got so many things. And look at that. You got 40-yard dash, 10-yard split, seismic test, 17 correct. Bench press, vertical leap, broad jump, shuttle drill. What? Are they actually doing math that's putting all this stuff into their stats that are going to be used in the game? How much of this stuff is just eye candy? And to me, do you really need that eye candy? I don't know. I mean, it's like you have all these big numbers, right? So, but when you look at all this, what does this do? This affects motivation on your players, and maybe wants winner, which you got to think all the teams want winner, right? But you know, some of them might be a little less worried about it. They just want to play. But loyalty might have something to do with when you're re-signing them. Wants winner, leadership are all about motivation. Intelligence, personality, and popularity could have an effect on morale as well. Intelligence is going to affect his skill. But again, you have so many pieces of information. How do you... Chemistry, I have chemistry in my game, by the way. Chemistry is it's not, it doesn't exist yet, but I mean, it's a designated feature. But my chemistry is determined not by simply knowing players. I don't know what they use to determine their chemistry, but chemistry is built through interactive with the players. Or we have team cohesion and player chemistry. And team cohesion is based on building a team out of players that are actually from the same team. These are guys that already have in real life an amount of cohesion, an amount of interactivity. So it's a reason to build a team made of players from the same team. Like if you want to play a team of Broncos, of course, because everybody's going to want to do that, you get a bonus for having a team made up of mostly or a large amount of Broncos on the team, and it'll affect a little bit in your gameplay versus just having a random assortment of players. And sometimes you have to work to get that right, because you're gonna have to draft for these players. The more of them you have, the better. But it provides you team cohesion. Now you can build up additional team chemistry. Team chemistry is a little bit different. That's players that have played together for a while, and usually it builds up as a team is doing better. The better you do, the better the chemistry, and then the better you do. So it can get pretty good. But chemistry is one of those things that goes with players that have been around together or have interacted a lot with each other. Where cohesion is just built off of their natural ability to get along with their players. That's only, like I said, only from players that are on the same team. But I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot. And then they got medical. I can see statistics and game log and all that stuff is important. Contract. I don't know what that is. And then you got this. You got your salary cap, financial. Look at all this stuff. Overview, standing scores, schedule, statistics, almanac, past tense, reports, financial info, event logs. Okay, I guess that's kind of important stuff, but more of the same. Chris Olov. He's just working on his draft. Okay, so this is the draft, and he's looking at the players, but look at all of the stuff. Speed's important. But what is that speed? Is it a number? I mean, it's a number. Is it a number? I mean, is it just a ranking number, or is it a actual, like, he runs the 40 and whatever, the 5.65 or whatever? See, this 10-yard dash, and this is... I don't know. They might have this stuff built in. I've been trying to figure out the logic. I'm still working on the logic on how speed is calculated in a video game. Because, you know, obviously players move the speed the computer wants them to move, so you have to adjust speed. So how do you get these numbers? Are they just randomly picking them? Can you pull that stuff from something? Is there like something out there that says, hey, this is his 10-yard dash time? And that's, you know, that I'm impressed that they even have that. I think that's some serious stats info out there. I didn't even know that was available. And if it's real true to life stats, I could see it helping in calculating your movement on the field though, because you would want to base the speed of players based on, you know, their speed on movement. So if you can get actual speed of players, 10-yard dash times, you know, that he can cover the 10 yards in, you know, 1.5 seconds. So the computer, you can set it, okay, well, this guy can cover this ground in this much time. And then everything is relative, right? So 1.7 seconds later, this guy's have to cover 10 yards, but that's only in a straight line. Obviously, it's a relational thing. So I don't know. I just think there's some interesting logic. I'm curious on how the math works out and how they determine how this affects. I do have speed calculations in mind, but they're relative to each other. I haven't figured out how to relate those to actual coverage of field time, but speed calculates their position on the field, so in relation to each other. Agility, vertical, they have all these things, and I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like so much overkill here. I think like all of this, there should be a speed number. That's it. Just speed. That's all it is. I have no idea what this stuff is. I could kind of see maybe an agility number. Because, you know, that's like cornerbacks. They should be pretty agile, right? They got to be able to adjust. The college they went to, that's eye candy. I mean, what the heck does that matter? I mean, you just put that in there maybe because I don't know who to pick, but hey, this guy went to Colorado. Let's pick him. Also the same. You know, the tiebreaker. What college did they go to? What else here? So, look at this. Roster, staff, depth chart, strategy, scouting, schedule, history, year in review, manage. I guess that's not too bad. It's a lot of tabs, but I guess it isn't. But still, that doesn't... Are some of these tabs these things? That's a save. That's options. I don't know what all this stuff is. Playbook. Print stuff out. I guess you could print, and then, I don't know, what's that, write on something? Hey, look, what's this? highlighted thing. Run defense, pass rush technique, pass rush strength, man-to-man, physical pass defense, zone pass defense, pass intercepting, defensive diagnosis, endurance, special teams, punt returns, fully developed, volatility, your defensive front. Dude, that is so much. If they put all this logic into actual performance and it's not just gobbledygook, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, guys. I'm impressed. It feels like a lot of gobbledygook to me. Like you're just showing them stuff because I don't know how you calculate this stuff, how you're doing it for real life players. But boy, they went over the top. And I'm not doing that. So hey, no competition here, man. When I feel like it's overkill. It's in the weeds. Yeah, there's a lot of information that needs to be provided. I think it's cool. I think some stuff might be useful. But I'm not going to try to calculate things like pass rush technique. I mean, they're either a good pass rusher or they're not. Based on statistical history. And that's how I build. I'm going to be building it. I'm not building it off of... I'm not going to try to generate... I don't know. He's a corner, right? So he should be a decent pass interceptor. But again, a lot of that's going to calculate into simpler processes on my side. So I think it's great that they did all this. I don't know. It does seem that what they did is they took a lot of the stats that are going to be calculated in my game. I'm using a lot of these stats, types of things you would determine for this, to determine the values that are used in the game. But, and they're just displaying, this is a way of them displaying all the stats that they pulled. So I guess it's not, I guess it's kind of logical. I guess the more I think about it, if you're taking, like, I have a ton of stats built into my formulas that make up the handful of numbers that are actually used in play. And I do have things like, their run tackling, their pass rush, their defensive whatever. So a lot of this stuff is in there. Endurance goes towards their fitness, injury potential. Special teams, kick. I don't know how they do that. A lot of players don't even have that stuff. I guess a cornerback might have some, but I don't know what fully developed means. I don't know if that's because they are pulling him from a different year and he's closer to the end of his career. I don't know what that means. How far are they in their skill set? Like if you've got potential, if your potential was X and your current is Y, are you're fully developed? It means you're that far into reaching Y. Like you don't have much more to go. You can't get better. You can't get much better. I don't know what volatility means. Possibly his morale state, like he's kind of, or maybe his skill, like he tends to be hot and cold. I don't know what that means. I don't know why your defensive front matters to this guy. Maybe because he didn't play on it. It doesn't really say. It's like what the heck is a 3-cone?
With the combine stuff at least. It's
it's combine. Oh my gosh. How do they? There must be some really good stat sources out there, or they're just making stuff up and pulling it out of their butt. Now, if you're watching
Welcome
me
back
do
to Old
this,
School Sports, and a new venture for us on this channel. This is going to be kind of a game review slash very basic tutorial on front off. Really looking forward to settings can go from either 0 or 1 up to 200. If it's 200, there's a ton of injuries. If it's down at the bottom, there would be very few injuries. 100 is, I believe, close to the level of injuries in football today, but I think it's tamped down a little bit. Combine accuracy, if you want to know exactly how every player is going to perform based on their combine results, you would crank that up to 200. If you want the combine to be a complete crapshoot, take that down to a low rating. I'm just keeping both of these at the initial settings since I don't want to tweak anything at this point.
see, that's, again, overkill. It's like, look, I'm going for realistic. And I understand some people hate injuries, but hey, life's a B. Build your team with backups. My goal is to have injuries not be overtly beyond, but some teams have bad years. They get sucked up. They get sucky injuries. I've already designed my injury process, by the way. Again, that's a lot of this stuff is just getting pulled in from a game I already developed a couple of years ago. I spent many months on that too. That was just the game, was a tabletop game. But now I'm bringing that into a programmatic. So there will be a little bit of alterations for that simply because I can do more with an application than I could with a board game. But I'm not going to do things like reduce injury. I'm sorry, you're going to get injured. C'est la vie. Have coaching staff sign players when needed to fill roster. Have coaching staff handle depth charts, game plan, and playbook. So the simulations, does this thing show a simulation? Do any of these actually show a simulation? I want to see a simulation. Somebody around here has done a simulation, right? Wait, here we go. Oh, that's the beginning. That's not going to be a game. I gotta see I want to see a simulation.
What's up, guys? This is Snack. Welcome back to another Front Office Football 9 video.
Hi, welcome back to Front Office Football 9, and we just played our first game. I intended to have it like slowly running in the background and go do stuff, but actually it's only been like 5 minutes since I last talked to you, because it just automatically ran. But here's the thing, let's go to our schedule. We won 44-24. That offense is cooking, and it's kind of cool. If I go to the game book here, the first touchdown was by my star wide receiver who I picked first, Freddie Hickson. The second touchdown was actually an interception return by our cornerback, who turned out he's our best player. Kelvin Kemper, after we got through preseason and into the first game of the season, we kind of have a better sense of how good these people are, and he is excellent. And scored a touchdown, scored our second touchdown of the season. Our right tackle turned out pretty good. A little disappointed with our wide receiver, who we picked. He was our number one pick, 32nd overall, but our number one pick, just not quite there the way we hoped they'd be. And then one of the cool things is our quarterback, Trevon Jenkins. He was like a 34, I think, on the short pass. He's already up to 44. So this 86 potential, I think it was maybe 88 at the start of the season. 86 would still be fantastic if he can hit that. So we're pretty happy with that. And let's see, Hickson is our superstar wide receiver. They've got positive chemistry, so that is, I was saying Hickson's going to be the number one wide receiver after the second season. Maybe sooner. I mean,
I want to see a sim.
welcome back, Front Office Football, version 9. We're doing our playthrough with the Chicago Bruins, and things are. Hey, welcome back. Front Office Football 9. I thought I would show you just sort of what I generally do. I will leave this game running in the background as I.
Okay, so this is their simulation,
or work or whatever. It's just like having a TV on, right? Like, I'm not doing anything. The game's running itself. But I can come back and say, hey, what's the score, and how, who's doing what well, so it's just kind of a fun background game, kind of like one of those games that plays on its own, autoplay, whatever they call it. I think of Luton when I think of that. Anyway, which was my very first game of the week. Side note. All right. But this is just kind of what I let it do here, and then I'll come back and just kind of check on how things are going. So, pretty excited about
this. This is what I want my players to be able to do. All sims let you do this, but look at this. No offense, FOF9, but that's ugly as snot. It's ugly. It's not cool. It's not fun to look at. There's nothing attractive about that game. You got a bunch of dots with numbers. None of them move. There's not even, the field doesn't do anything even. All you do is it shows the play. I don't know what all the numbers, all the symbology on here is. And then they have an arrow that moves up and down the field to show that you're moving. It's like, you can't stare at this. You could leave it, like he says, running in the background, and you might look at your... Man, they put no effort into the appearance of their simulation. None. This is like this is grotesque. Sorry, man. FOF. I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna put this on my name. FOF. Okay. That's because I'm typing 0. FOF9. Preview-ish. FOF9. No, it's not even review. I'm not reviewing this thing. FOF9. Observations. Hey, Red. How? Oh man, you guys are all a bunch of turd luckets. FOF9. Feedback. All right, FOF9. Opinion. Opinion. Now, I don't have any followers. I mean, I have 9. So, the odds of anybody seeing this are pretty slim. But let me say, this is terrible. Okay, so I think FOF9, it's not that it's a bad game for what it is. It's a football management app, right? It's about all of the minutia, all of the stuff going on in the background. And I'm telling you, this is ugly as it gets. Now, they put no effort into their sim. I don't know if there's another. Some games I think are doing like betas and stuff where they're doing stuff with their sim, and maybe there's a reason for it. But this is an app. It's only a $32 app, mind you, but it's an app. And I don't know. They put all of their effort into the back end gobbledygook, all the player stuff, which is great. I think it's there, but they put a lot of stuff in. They put a lot of other things in. You can do your playbooks or strategies. You can create the game, but the game itself, which is supposed to be what people like about football, is the game. You watch football because you like football. You don't watch football because you want to know how hard it was to get that guy to sign on your team. You know, you're hoping your team wins. Yeah, you're taking control of that stuff, but you don't even get to watch the guys do anything because it's just this dots and a line that moves back and forth. It's an ugly line. This might be one of the ugliest simulations of all the GM simulations, and I've looked at a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. I've looked at the Android ones. I've looked at a lot. I've looked at what is it? Football, Action PC Football 25 or whatever. It's good too. It's got a lot of stuff, but it's ugly. It's not too. I mean, its simulation is terrible. Most of them are terrible. Very few of them make any effort on their simulation. Now, maybe its simulation is hard. I haven't gotten to writing mine. My simulation is, you know, it's coming. But I know it's got to be... I've seen good simulations. Don't get me wrong. I know they exist. Madden makes a good simulation. Okay, they have $1 bajillion worth of developers, but... And, you know, they've got an engine they've been working on for 20-some years. But there's some small Android games out there that do a pretty good job with their players moving around on the field. And there's others that do pretty good. It exists. I'm telling you, you can make a decent sim. In some way, shape, or form. I don't care. Even if you can't make a move, put players on the field. And then shift them down the field. Even if it's not fluid motioning, when a guy moves down a field, let him be on the field and update it. I don't know, do something. Put some effort into your display. I know you can do something with it. Do 8-bit simulation. Even that is better than this. Heck, Football Head Coach 25 on Android. All it does is move a football up and down the field, but even that's better than this. And it shows you the player that's, you know, the primary ball carrier, ball handler. So who's throwing it, who catches it, who's running it, who kicks it. It's not much, but at least you got some interaction with the field, a sense of what's happening is happening on the field. You got nothing here. Now maybe he's running it really slow, which makes it even worse. But what the heck is all this dots on the side? Is that like supposed to be a 5-yard line marker? Are these lines? What is that? Just looks. Couldn't you have at least put a green field to look like you're on a football field? What? This is terrible. Terrible. Boo. I'm sorry. Anyway. Now you have my feedback on Football Pro now. My game will have a goal that the football game itself is fun. Even it's just going to simulate like these games. I'm not telling you it's going to be interactive, but I mean it will be interactive. But the interactivity is going to be like perspective or fan-based stuff. I don't even know if this one lets you call your own plays. Oh yeah, here it is. Control coach calls plays. Okay, so yeah, you can probably change it to player calls plays or something, which is good. You should, have the option to call your own plays. But again, I don't even know what kind of power you have when you do call your own plays. That's what I was trying to figure out. Do I allow people to have full access to their playbook, or just have the plays be pickable from a game plan, which makes it easier and faster to load? So maybe, they get a set of plays, they pick from that set of plays. Maybe I give them 6 plays. When you're coaching, you get the 4 plays from the game plan, and then you get some standard additional plays. I don't know, just something like maybe if we do something like add a pooch punt in there, just a couple of the kind of plays that would just be standard in that situation. You might have a pooch punt, you might have a field goal option, but you might do other things too, but those ones are always gonna be in there. The fixed options. And yeah, there may be certain times when you don't have a fixed option, which will just give you some random other plays, but at least you get 6 plays to choose from. Maybe your preferred play types. It might give you a couple more options for your preferred play types. I'm just trying to think how best to provide that without giving you all your plays. Because if you got 30 or 40 plays, it could take you some time to choose through them, right? But maybe you're willing to do that. I was thinking you might get 6 plays and then you could scroll, 5 times or whatever, scroll over and get 6 more plays, 6 more plays, 6 more plays. But the first 6 plays will all be game plan plays, and then everything else is just what you see on the playbook. I don't know what a typical playbook might have, but maybe we allow 30 plays. But maybe you'll have less than that simply because you don't have that many yet, because you're going to have to build up your playbook. So you'll have a certain amount to start, but oh, that's why it's so slow. He's playing sim speed at lethargic. Lethargic. That's pretty slow. What time is it? 4:57. I would just have a standard play speed. I don't know if his
short slants, high agility kind of player, run after the catch. It's kind of fun. Maybe it's just something we'll look for in the draft next year. That and a pass catching back. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. They all help. They're all much appreciated. We will see you later. We're just going to let this run in the background and go get a few things done. All right. Take care. Have a great life. Have a great day. Okay. Well, the season took a turn for the worse, and I just simulated the whole thing. We did not make the playoffs. We were dead last in the NFC North, Norris.
He was talking about how good he was doing. 44-24 in the first game, and then he promptly started losing all his games. How do you deal with that? How does the game... I can understand that they do simming. I guess I feel like you should still have to watch the games. Maybe watch them fast. I don't know. I get simulating through when your season's bad. You just want to try again in the next season. I get it. Games are kind of long. I mean, why not just sim faster? I mean, I don't know. I would probably... Okay, so here's one of the things I will probably do. If I do a simulation that allows you to sim faster, probably only the moderate speeds and the regular speeds will probably be available to a full sim. If you do a sped up sim, I think I'm going to have to it will have to break down to just the bar because it's too fast. I mean, for one, just watching your guys go would look stupid. What might be kind of cool though is if you do a full sim, run the highlights. It'll sim, and then all of a sudden you'll see, bro, he takes the ball and he's running down the field. It's like it'll pop up with like the regular speed of a play that just runs the big plays. That may be kind of cool. So like interceptions, fumbles, field goals, touchdowns, big plays, that kind of thing, and just put those in as highlights, and you can just say sim highlights, and it would just go through and show you all the highlights of the game. I think highlights is a kind of a good way to go, but what they say, like somebody said you could sim an NFL game in like 10 minutes if you just took out all of the dead time. I mean, I'm kind of thinking 10 minutes isn't that long of a time. Just run it. You could maybe do something like sim season or sim. You could say how many games you want to simulate. You could all the way up to 2 games, 3 games. Maybe you want to go to a big game that you have on week 4 and you just want to sim through these next 3. You could say sim games, and it'll just run all the games, but it'll still simulate at least highlights. Like highlights is the fastest you could do it at. And you have to run them. Just run in the background. Before you go to bed, run. So I'm going to bed now. I'm going to simulate my next 4 games tomorrow. But it's kind of funny how this guy signs off, and then what's he doing? Combining them all? So what is all this? Is this standings?
Pick in the 5 to 10 range next year. We ended up being 5, 10, and 1, which means we're probably going to be all the 5 and 11 teams will get a pick ahead of us. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks ahead of us. So we're pick 8. It's going to be tough to get a superstar caliber player at that rate. In terms of our roster, it's a little disappointing. If you look at our starters here, and we've got the great cornerback. Right tackle looks good. Line's not too bad. Left guard.
Guess you have to know what you're up against. But okay, that's enough of that. That's football hit. That's front office football 9. I think. I just hate the sim. To me, that's just it. All these general manager games, I hate their sims. There's very few of them online that are any good, and then the best sims on Android or anywhere else I've seen that actually look good visually, they're terrible GM games. The closest would be like Madden. I don't even know if Madden. How many of these actual games can just simulate a game? I don't know. Can Maximum Football just simulate a game? Maximum Football doesn't look that good. I think when you overdo the what do you call it? The physics stuff, and you try to look too realistic and too perfect, it looks weird, clunky, choppy, weird. Guys fall weird. There's just a little funkiness about him. Madden's got it down about as close as it gets. Now, there's a few others that are trying to come up with some pretty nice stuff, but I think it's overkill. I really think. I mean, I guess if you really want to feel like you're controlling real players, I don't know. My game won't have real players anyway, so it don't matter. So I think the idea is that it just needs to look good. It needs to be smooth, serve its purpose, and look entertaining. And trying to come up with games that do that, or find football games that are doing that. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. I'm telling you right now. At least not yet. I haven't seen it. Probably because somebody's out there going, that's because nobody wants that. That could be, but we're going to find out. Fantasy football simulator. No, that's not what I want. No. I really don't think there's anything. I wouldn't even know what to look for. My game is maybe that's the problem. My game's gonna be hard to. It's just gonna be a. You know, I'm actually thinking of changing the name. I was calling it Pro Football Fantasy Manager or Pro Football Fantasy Manager. But I'm thinking of calling it Fantasy Pro Football Manager because the fantasy. It meant to be intentionally swapped, right? Because the fantasy is front and center. Everything's, you know, the images, the characters, the surroundings, everything. The setting is all fantasy, but it's a Pro Football Manager, so it's just got it's gonna take that fantasy football. See, this is fantasy football crap. I don't know who makes the best game simulator. Football game simulator. Let's see who makes a good game simulator. Some of these guys do it. Axis Football. NFL game simulator. Use this tool to match up any two teams and see how they would play out. But see, I think that's a tool. It's not actually. And that's soccer. Free NFL matchup, and then this is just simulations. That's not gonna help. Football simulator. This one's got real players. See, it looks weird. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but it still looks wonky. It's awesome as far as, you know, the work they put in to make those guys move like that is still impressive, but it's still wonky. So the game I was showing you, Big Play Football or whatever the heck it is, Big Time Football, that has much less. It shows a big impact by way of using Batman exclamations, bam, smack, boom. You know, does things that kind of make it look like it's a hard hit, you know. Rather than, you know, in that sense, it's a little cheesier, but so when this says pro, what was this? 22. This is by far the best football game I've played since Backbreaker. The physics are awesome and every tackle is different. They also update the game all the time. This is going to be a problem forever. Okay, I mean, I don't know when or if any game's ever going to be good at defense. I mean, they're all bad at defense when people get to play the players. I don't know, man. I've only ever seen guys just rip other teams up when they're playing the quarterback or they're playing the offense or whatever. And it just becomes a shootout between you and the other guy who knows how to play also. And it's just like, why is the defense even out there? You always score 20 or more points. I mean, and they're doing it with 2-minute quarter games. And it's like, this is dumb. Shouldn't be that way. When you play on the norm, unless your team is amazingly good, you should not be scoring 20, 30 points a game. Controlling it or not. You're just taking over and you're trying to be that guy. And if you're really, really, really good and you know how to be a good quarterback and you can make your choices and get rid of the ball quick enough, 30-point average is insanely good in a full 15-minute quarter game. But I'm telling you, simulations nowadays, they can't do it. The defenses cannot figure it out. Maybe they don't move fast enough. Something. I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to make maybe the makers of the games just want it to be easy for the players, because really a really good Madden player and a noob Madden player might struggle in those situations, right? Because if it's a full speed defense, you know, they're making it so a noob player can have some fun, not just get wrecked all the time. But once you get good, you're wrecking the other team because I don't think they adjust the difficulty. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe teams need to adjust to you. You know, make it, the more success you have, the better the defenses get. In simulations, they're always going to be head-to-head because they're going to match up. But I still think defenses are terrible in video games. That's why I think it's just better. Clunky, awful UI, overpowered CPU, no actual pass rush ability, almost impossible to actually play defense. The charm wears off very quickly. So, yeah. But there's only so many football games. I mean, there's a handful, but not all these are football. A lot of them are soccer. That one's soccer. That's soccer. That's the one I just looked at. Soccer. Wait, what? That's weird. Soccer. Madden, of course. There's football. Overall user reviews. See, there's a lot of games that try to do pretty good with the characters, but here's Mutant Football. How's that one look compared to mine? How is that age blocked? Let's go look at this Mutant Football, because I'm kind of doing something similar to that, right? But I think this one's going to take the mutant and make it important.
The greatest announcer of all time and star of the most outrageous sports game ever, Mutant Football League. Haven't heard of it? Well, sit back and let Uncle Grim tell you all about it. MFL is an action-packed arcade-style football game where monsters and mutants compete on the gridiron by racking up the most points or racking up the kill count to force a forfeit. The MFL has a roster of acclaimed all-stars made up of skeletal deadheads, monstrous orcs, bruiser bots, mutated humans, and criminal aliens. And these guys can unleash some serious carnage on the gridiron. Unlike other games, this one has maximum mayhem. Oh, he rocked him like a hurricane. Want warm and fuzzy? Call your friend Schlubsy. But if you want chainsaws, we've got them. Want shotguns? Got those too. MFL has 18 gruesome teams with unique playfields. Not unique like this. I mean like this. MFL delivers truly distinctive play experiences on every single field, which are filled with diabolical traps and hazards. Oh! That's what you call getting your morning buzz on. Don't take my word for it. Here's what the press is saying. So if you're tired of playing the same game and looking for something new, so don't just sit there looking at the screen, dummy. You know you want it, so go get it. Turn on and tune in. It'll blow your mind. Mutant Football League.
Okay, so that's
We're putting the fun back in
advertisement. It doesn't show me how it plays or what it looks like. I want to see kind of what it actually looks like. Yeah. Just go. Really? Is that the whole thing? There's a whole intro of them walking in. That's it.
Hi, this is Grim Blitzrow, and welcome to the Mutant Football League. Bang! Say goodnight to that guy, Bricks.
Good night to that guy, Bricks.
You're an idiot.
His cleats are caked in blood and guts, and he's looking to score. Catch the ball, get the first down, and don't die. See, it's really a simple game when it comes down to it. Oh, with a monster hit.
Well, technically,
See,
they're
look.
all monster hits, Rim, because, you know, they're all monsters.
Point taken.
See how these guys play on this game. Okay, so there's a lot of nonsense going on the field, but the guys move basic. They don't look clunky. They're not moving weird. I don't know why human players always have to look so clunky. Even the Madden ones. I mean, they look smooth, but they're not. I mean, look, this guy's doing it. He's moving on the field.
And that's how you get your buzz on in the MFL.
There's nothing wrong with the way these guys are moving on the field. They're smooth. It's moving along. They even have some decent looking hits.
Oh, that was brutal.
You know, he grabbed the guy and threw him down.
Yeah, it'll make a great souvenir for the kids.
He's rumbling and stumbling. He could go all the way.
Is it
Bingo!
perfect?
Bingo! I just hit
No.
that mutant bingo!
But that's what I'm talking about. A game like that, I don't know how much effort they had to put into making it look like that, but it's very smooth, and that's the idea. I think the sim needs to be able to follow your players and just kind of keep track of the ball and let them do basic stuff. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. I don't know how they're doing this, what the strategy is, or how maybe it's not what it appears. I don't know. There could be stuff behind the scenes that they're not really calculating in. Maybe the fact that I'm trying to put real numbers in it makes it harder because they're just moving guys around. I don't know how complex that is, but I mean, even the Mario games, right? Mario's got soccer and whatever else that they play. They move around great. They move smoothly, clean. People have fun with those games. You're just looking for that. Most people just be happy with that. If your guy gets hit and they fall down and they do something that's dramatic, and it's maybe because they don't have as many joints or parts to move around, it's not as exciting. I don't know, but I just feel like why does it have to be hard to make a good looking sim? I don't know. Probably because I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Because I've never done it yet. But we'll see. But I'm telling you, the mutant. Okay, so that's the closest thing that's to mine, but it's not a GM game, and it's certainly not a football game like normal. What else they got here? Football drama. I don't know what that is. Finger football. Oh, that's one of those things where you're just dashing around. Soccer. I don't know what that is. Football game. Tiny football. That's soccer. I don't even know what this is. Football story. I don't know what that is. That's soccer too. Axis football. That one. But again, that's real players. It's not going to be anything like mine. Football City. So there's a lot of games that. That's soccer. Everything's soccer. So much soccer. And more football simulator. Mutant Football League 2. Free the football. Axis football. Lords football. That's soccer. Football Heroes. Let's go look at Football Heroes. Wow. No, see, this is one of those free games where your cards matter. You just get bigger and bigger and bigger cards. And it has some weird power-ups and other crap, but players move nice. They're decent. Interesting for sure. I don't know what I think of that one. That's a weird one. I think visually it's again moving. I want my guys to move like that. Well, Goblin Rules Football. Oh, that's that. Well, that one's like a what do you call it? 8-bit football pitch, football owner. Oh, there's a game somebody did football. Some kind of football manager, one of these companies came out with, and all the terminology and stuff they're using is obviously a guy from like England or something came out with the game, because he, it's like he uses a bunch of things like the match.
What could be better
pitch,
than Pro Strategy Football 2024?
different words that you're like.
Pro Strategy Football
that's
2024,
soccer.
the ultimate football sandbox. Now, in addition to TV mode, a customizable sports ticker showing constant league updates. Toggle between human and CPU coaches while in the game. Simming the next possession is now an option. Medium sleeves are now an option. Filters to speed up your selections. Added rule sets. More customizable rule options. Now easier to search for schedules. Fatigue, injury, and penalty sliders. Option for injuries to be contained to just one game. Career League now supports 2 to 140 teams and 1 to 16 conferences. Free agents can remain in the draft and waiver pool for years. Now easier to view draft pools. All of these new features and many more. Order today.
That's such a weird thing. Let's see, mostly positive. It's only got 45 reviews. Does it not play well? What is it that people don't like about this game, Pro Football Strategy? It's only mostly positive from the people who did review it. Thought this game would be realistic. Far from it. Was looking for a game that is more towards being GM/coach that requires contract extensions. The introduction of TV studio mode was excellent, but PFFM is clearly a step up. There is now a new running ticker at the bottom of the screen showing other games in progress while you coach your team. It's like just watching a Sunday broadcast and really adds to the immersion. It's week 16. You are coaching. This year's version has upgraded career mode features from PS23, multiple modes. I'm just trying to see what these other guys do. There are a lot of football games. I'm surprised. I'm looking at actual Sims now, not just GMs. This guy wanted a GM game, but this is, and I don't blame him. The trick is finding a game that does a good sim that also lets you GM. And so far, it's either somebody's doing the sim or they're doing the GM, but they're not taking both and turning them into something. Nobody's doing both. And I don't think you have to be great at sim to do a good GM. I don't think you need to do every little minutia detail in the GM side either. But as I would give it a neutral 3 out of 5 stars, the ability to modify so many things, coach, watch, or sim is some of the best I've seen in a while, but there are also huge holes. No trading, waiver wire pickups, or salary caps. Although you can turn it off, some of the best players retire before 30. Before 30 pros, so very much too can tweak and modify. Nice to be able to coach, sim, or watch. My players, for retirement purposes, will retire according to their true to life stats. So if a player hasn't retired yet, they aren't going to retire on your league. Now, there is a limit. So
What could be better than Pro Strategy Football
if
2023?
you are playing
Pro Strategy
a league,
Football 2024, the ultimate football sandbox. Now in addition to TV mode.
in addition to the fact that you're going to have your leagues running probably longer than the players playing, because they could play for 15 years, and if you got them at year 5, then yes, there'll be some retirement adjustments. But typically, players that come from actual league play retirement will a lot be determined by how much they play, what their position is on a team. A guy who starts a lot, frequently starts, will last longer. He'll stick around. Or if a guy who gets injured a lot might retire sooner. But it really comes down to their play. If they can't play very often, they're going to retire. So if you have a lot of guys sitting on the bench, guys who used to be starters who are on the bench will probably retire sooner. Just because. And certain types of players at superstar levels will go from 33, 34, 35 and retire. But certain types of players will last longer, 36, 37, 38. Some might even go longer, maybe. But it has a lot to do with how their career actually is going in the NFL. Okay, where was I? I was going to try to finish working on. Okay, so I was trying to visualize, first of all, doing more market research. There's so many games out there to check, and honestly, nothing has gotten me to that feeling like, oops, somebody's already doing this. So we'll see. All right, so we're going to have our save game plan. We've got to consult our game plan. Consulting the game plan is going to go out and do consult. We're going to send the game state back. Game plan data goes back as an object. So it must be like a JSON. That's probably what we have to do. We probably have to put this into a JSON for sending back. So we're going to go over to our coach. And I feel like let's go back to the home page, which is Run Simulator. Run Simulator? Yeah, Run Simulator. Don't want to get the wrong one. It's Run Simulator. I should probably close. If Sim Game is open, it probably should be closed because I don't want to mess with this one. Sim Game is fine, but Run Simulator is the new one. Okay, so wait, did I already mess that up? Okay, I didn't. All right, so we got score differential, but and offense, which we'll put down here. I think what is in game state? Game state's up here. I wonder if I even need to say kick. Yeah, I guess I do. I was going to say kickoff required. Can I just do something like... I was thinking opening kickoff. But opening kickoff, yeah, you could just determine by time. But after scores, you kind of have to kick off. So it's not like... Simulate coach with random decision. Simulate coach with random decision between pass, run, kick, punt. You know, I think there's a lot of stuff here. I try to decide the best way to pass this information back to. Oh gosh. The best way to pass this stuff back to my service, because the service has got to look at when I call the consult service has got to know all this stuff. So the request. Let's go find the request. Service. Do I have? Is it game plan? Jeez. Nope, I don't want to do that. Let's go over here. Let's just again. Game plan request. Get game plan, but what does the request look like on it? Oh, is that in the proto? Is that a proto file? Function type, game plan request. Yeah, that's a photo file. Okay, so the game plan request is state string unknown fields site. What the heck is all that, man? That's a lot of garbage. What is all this? What are unknown fields? Size cache? Oh, I think I'm looking in the wrong file here. I think this is the one I want. Okay, so that game plan request. But what I need is, I don't need to get the game plan back. What I need is like a message, game, consult. Consult game plan request. But that's, oh. But if I consult the game plan, I don't know the games. What I'm thinking is I want to send back a situation object, which is going to be pretty much the stuff that needs to be in the situation, right? So I'm going to send back, this is the game state that I need to know, but the situation is not what's defined, but what is. So it's like, so if I look at my box here, which again, I think I still need to bold that up a little bit, but the game situation down distance, what am I going to provide? So actually, let's call this a consult request, or a consult. Well, it's a consult game plan request. But what this is going to have to be, oh, it's true. I need the user ID. I could pass the user ID though back from the call, which already has that in the users. So we're probably fine there. And then we have. Well, we're basically going to need all this stuff. I don't know what repeated is. I don't need any of that because that's a whole different thing. We're going to have string is offense. Yards to go. Wait, no, actually it's supposed to be an int. Yards to go. And nope. Int current quarter. What's the norm here? Take capital letters to start. I'm trying to make sure I do this right. Yards current quarter, and then we have int fence down. We have int yards to first. Oops. Int kick off required and score differential. Int. Well, this is actually probably supposed to be a bool. This is probably supposed to be a bool too. This is a score differential. Score differential. Okay, so that's all the stuff the consult game request needs. Our game plan. So then now the trick is writing the formula that's going to look in the game plan for the right plays. And I don't have a game plan yet, so it's going to be hard to get it to return the right value since I have 0 game plans in the game. I should create a user called master. Or just name it after me, AM Gamer or Kyle or something. And then just have it be the master play. The master game plan. I do need to come up with like your basic, most common. It'd even be interesting to do is like go see if I can find some stats that says the most common play type ran on first down, most common play type ran on second down, and just put all that stuff in there. At first, second, and third down, what you're gonna run, and then just really, I would just literally make a Joe average game plan. Okay, so we have consult game plan request. So we'll pass in that information, but it's got to come back as a request. So, all right, so consult coach. Go to coach. Consult game plan. And then all of these, I guess, have to go. No, these need to be. I don't know how to do that. That works. I just got to be honest. I don't know how to do it. I think I have to. I have to stringify it. No, I have to JSON it to JSON. Turn it into JSON. Okay. In the consult game plan, I need to call. I think it's already have there, right? Game plan data. Game plan. I need to call the consult game plan function, passing all the values provided to the consult coach function in a format that can be passed to the game plan consult service. I mean, really, it's probably best. I don't know why I used constant there. I should have probably just did a constant game plan result. What is game plan going to return though? That's the trick. So I go pass it in. It returns 4 plays, which I will then in turn either allow the user to choose from or I'll pick from. But I would probably not pick from them. I think I'll have the logic that would pick from them call. So I'd make another call to play selection and provide the plays to choose from. Or I'll call the coach and say choose play. A coach's call that's choose play. I'll be right back. I gotta step away a moment. This time hopefully I won't injured and I'll be back quickly. I am a really sloppy eater. Got like... I think I spilled chocolate on my seat. From when I was eating that protein bar. And I got protein powder or protein bar pieces all over my seat. I can tell because it's right where, you know, right between my legs. It's like crumbs down to the seat, make a mess. Okay. All right, where are we? Game plan, consult game plan. It is going through as a game state. It really should be game situation. Because game state is slightly different from game situation. Only in that you've got other things that go on the field, like the individual scores. You've got the time that's actually showing on the clock. You've got timeouts and other crap that's got to exist. And game state's just more... Timeouts. I don't have timeout logic in at all. At all. Got to get timeout logic in, but that's coming. I mean, my game doesn't do much right now, right? It was prototype, but yeah, you know. So we'll do this. Okay, so we're gonna do, but we're gonna call this game situation. Because that's what we're doing. We're going to the game plan, we're passing it in the this is the situation, man. Oops. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. That's right. Then we gotta go to game plan data, and we're gonna actually call this guy instead. Okay, so we will provide a user because that's going to be what we have to use to get our game state. Here we go again. Alright, I gotta take this call. Hold on a moment. It was a airport request. My dad's going somewhere or whatever, so he's wants me to take him to the airport in a couple of weeks. And seeing as I'm unemployed, it's not like I've got a lot of other things on the docket, so yeah. I said, sure, what am I going to do? All right, so we got that. We're going to send the consult. We're going to get back data. So I feel like I'm tossing around data, and I'm trying to figure out the smoothest way to do this. So see, the thing is, it's because we're running I think the consult coach functionality wouldn't normally exist on the front end, because you would call the consult coach on the back end, and then it would do all of its stuff on the back end, and we wouldn't ever do anything in the front end. But in this situation, if we have a user or a player who wants to select his own plays, we have to consult the game plan to get the plays back that would show. And I want to be able to return, you know, a set of plays that would display on the screen, so that you can pick from those plays. Which, not necessarily ideal, but ultimately that's the way it's going to go. If we go the other route, we won't consult the game plan. We will send back a request to consult coach. Consult coach will do the consult game plan and pick the play and just go. But right now we got to consult the game plan. I don't think in this case he's gonna pick a play, because this is for the user to choose a play. So maybe we do a component reply that formats maybe the display of 4 plays. Now right now those plays don't exist. So I gotta figure out another way to display something. What I should do is create some plays, even if it's dummy plays. I got to get something in the system to play with. I can't test anything with my current situation. I have to. I can't build this without plays. That's why I put it on my thing to do plays. I'm gonna stop, take a break. I gotta come back and build plays. I gotta have plays. All of this functionality, great, yummy, great, fantastic. It'll be useful. But until I've got plays in the database, I can't run even the most simplest of tests, because I need to get my plays back. I need my sim to know what play to run. Even if there's no players attached to it, I need a play. I need the ability to select a play, pass the play, execute the play. And even if I'm pulling that from a set of dummy data, I still need to know, and I need to give my coach the option to pull it and stop just generating random crap like I'm doing right now. So, yeah, need plays. Need them. I can fake plays, I guess. I don't want to fake plays. Fake plays are lame. And it just means I'm coding fake crap. I don't want to code fake crap. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to stop. I'll be back soonish. It could be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, could be 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on what I do next. But I will be back, and I gotta start working on plays. Let's get those plays built, or start working on feeding that back out, because I've got, as you can see, something. Maybe I'll even bold that game plan. I'm not even worried so much that the game plan doesn't have anything to return, but I should probably work on that too. Start getting the fields to fully take data. This way I can build a game plan of some basic amounts that can actually return plays, that kind of fun stuff. So, yep, we're getting there, but we're not there yet.